Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. I almost said happy Saturday. Happy Wednesday, because we're on Wednesdays now, and I'm really excited. I feel like I know you were on here in August, but it's just always it's like a little piece of home when you're on. So because you are
Oh,
from Chicago, and you
yeah.
are my friend, and it's always just nice to have you here and connect this way.
I love it
So
too. Thank you
I
so
love
much.
it too. So let's Dolores cute. She's like, I drove all night so I could see Pandora.
Oh my
She's
gosh. Where
she's
did she
back
drive
home.
from?
She's been around the world. She was in Florida. She was everywhere. So
Wow. Well, thank you, Delora. I'm
yes,
so glad.
let's say hi to everybody. Carson, hello. You are on my list because I was going to ask you how you're feeling. Diana, hello. Good to see you. Vicky, good to see you. Lisa Randall, hello, my friend. And Nancy, hello. Susan, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Karen, hello. And Karen Stringer, hello. Laura, hello. Abby, hello. Amanda, hello there. Hi, Yaz. And Sharon, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. I am always so pleased to bring you on. I was looking at one of our old pictures when we met back in the day with Time Out Chicago. I mean, we
When we
met
look like
before that, right?
babies, but
When
yes.
we were babies, right? Hello, Priscilla and Sarah and Chris. Hello, hello, hello. Guys, forgive me. I am still congested, so you'll see me drinking a lot of water. You'll see me drinking tea. So just ignore me, and we'll go from there. We're both not feeling our best, but we wanted to be here for you guys. And hello, Norma and Kat. Hello, and Nan. Hello. Thanks, guys, for being here. So if you don't know the story, um, so Pandora and I had a mutual friend, and he got us together, and this was right after your surgery, right after your
Mhm.
um
Cancer surgery. Yes.
cancer surgery.
Mhm.
And
But we had been given
we've been
opportunities
talking,
by
right?
universe many times over in this lifetime where we could have met as kids.
We could have, and tell them
Mhm.
why. Sarah
Yeah.
says hello.
Hi, Sarah. We have a family member adjacent connected. So
Mhm.
Elias's parents were friends with my grandmother's cousin, I think.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
how it went? Okay.
yeah,
And Elias was always in the neighborhood of where my family was. And I'm sure that there were events that we were both invited to that we just didn't show up at or whatever. And
right.
now she shows up and comments sometimes. So, Stephanie, if you're out there and you're not watching us tonight, I hope you watch the replay.
I hope you watch the replay. Always good to see you. And Sabin says, howdy, Puddin'. And Dolores says, I saw Pandora's announcement on TikTok. I'm holding my fingers
Oh, for the new decks.
for
I
the
think
new
that's what she
decks.
must mean.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
So we've known each other quite a bit. We've done workshops together. We've done live events together in Chicago.
And I
Um,
did one of your retreats
I
with
was going to
you.
say you assisted on a retreat. So we've we've been here, and we've been, we talk all the time, guys, and we share. There's no, and this is the beauty of this job that we do. There is no competition in our world. It's
Mhm.
always about sharing. It's always like, hey, I had a client about this. What do you think? Or I
Mhm.
had this, or I had that. And we that's what people do. We talk and we share and we help each other out. Now, that's why I have Pandora on here, because this wonderful deck of cards, Pandora's box of cards, you created this based on your story, based on, you know, um, what happened to you as a kid, and
Mhm.
reconnect, phone a friend. I love these oracle cards. I mean, here's like, this is your mom in this, no? Or is this
Y
you?
Yeah, that's a little bit more me because I'm a
Yes,
classical flutist.
yes,
And I've worked and played a lot in groups, small groups especially.
yeah,
But you'll see my mom in the deck a few times, my dad, references to some other friends, and of course my no drama llama. I love that
right. I
reminder.
love that one. Yeah, and
A lot of
this,
things I commonly say in readings are in this deck and in the guidebook. Oh, look for signs. Yeah. So that license plate, it wasn't a Louisiana plate, but that license plate I saw the day after my mom died.
oh,
So,
that's yeah.
our loved ones work super hard to get signs to us. So don't ever
So
discount something and like tell yourself, no, I didn't see that. Believe it because they have to work really hard to get us to see
right,
it.
and that's the beauty of this. We're talking about exploring our intuition. So if I was to pick a card for everybody, which I just did, look at the card that we got.
I love it. Light bulb moment. Turn an idea into a thing. That's so important. I feel like sometimes we get ideas all the times, whether it's a wacky little invention that hasn't been invented
Mm-hmm.
that could make our lives easier, or whether it's something that could help a friend or anything. And we put it to the side like that could never work. We'll turn it off. As fast as it shows up for us, we turn it off. And we have to follow those intuitions, those inspiration moments, because that is spirit working through you. Don't ever forget those moments. Write them down. At the very least, write them down and make it real in this world, right? Pen to paper.
So true. So
Mm-hmm.
true.
Focus. That's my dad.
Yeah.
My dad was a magician and an opera singer. Be careful what you wish for. So this card, I think right now, especially in our little intuition chat, is
Yes.
important because I find sometimes with clients that they wish for something they think that they want, but not necessarily that they need. So they start to wish and focus for one person or one job. And then when they get it, they're like, ew, why did I ask for this? And then
Right.
they're instantly unhappy rather than asking universe for the job or the person that's in their highest and best, right? Because I know you say
Yep.
that a lot too.
It's so true. It's so true. And what I love about these cards is Pandora gives you this, like, look at this. You can scan this, scan for the guidebook. And then there's little instructions in here to really help you out. So these are how to connect with your cards and what to do with them. So I think that people don't realize messages and signs can come from the oracle deck, and it's just not the words. It's just not the
Yep.
words. Like if you look at this one, ancestors, honor your loved ones in spirit. Well, maybe someone is really drawn to the woman singing, or maybe
Mhm.
it's flowers, or maybe it's a reminder to have, a cup of tea,
Yes.
or to light a candle, or maybe set an intention altar with or an ancestral altar. So
Hmm.
many good ideas, and all can come from one card, one picture, even a word.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was thinking about this earlier before we started that sometimes when we go to an oracle deck or a tarot deck or whatever, we're in a moment where we're stressed. So we're going to grab a deck and shuffle it, get a card, and say, "Oh, I don't like that one." Shove it back in there. Shuffle it again. Do it again like 3, 4 times. Maybe grab a second or third deck, and then you still don't like what's coming up. But if you stop and you look at the theme that is coming up, or the image on the picture, or the way it's making you feel, sometimes those cards are saying, "Hey, you need to stop yourself for a second. Take a breath and stop spinning out of control." Because we're not going to give you a happy, skippy answer if you're spinning out of control because you're not listening.
And I'm giggling because when I first started, I did that. I'm like, well, I don't like this card. And then I went to a different deck and and I'm like, oh, screw it. I'm not supposed to get a message today. Do you know that the following day when I did I got the same gosh darn cards
Yep.
for
It'll happen all the
4 days in a row?
time. Yep. Yeah, until
I
you
was
learn
like,
it,
son of a,
you're
right.
not
I'm
gonna
like,
let
son
up.
of a gun. No, 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 no. So are you guys because they're saying it's freezing.
Oh, okay.
It's freezing. Like not it's cold, but it's freezing. Um I've had a few pauses. Okay. Hi, Tina. Good to see you. Ancestors look like an altar. Yeah, I
Yep,
know. Very
it
true.
was
Very,
meant
very
to.
true.
That card is actually about setting up a time where you intentionally sit and have a cup of tea with your ancestors and ask them to join you, because
I
it's one
love
of the
that.
best ways for them to recognize, oh, we're wanted there. So they'll start to bring you their energy, their messages. You'll see signs during that time. If you make it a regular date, it's like a tea date with your grandma, right?
Yes, so true. I'm seeing if anybody has any questions on Instagram, because we're on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook now, you guys. So
We're just all over the place, aren't we?
I know we are. We are.
I would love to know if anybody's had experiences like we've talked about. Any of the stuff that we've talked about with maybe frustrations with a deck of cards that you feel like maybe you're not connecting to.
Mm.
Because I want to just say for 1 second, I know you're looking at
No,
Instagram.
you're good. You're good.
But sometimes we may buy a deck and work with it for a while, and it still doesn't feel like it's speaking our language. So sometimes we are meant to gift that to someone. Check in your life and see who it is who needs messages like that or pictures like that. So allow it to move on to someone else rather than having this energy in your house where you look at it and you're like, oh, I never should have bought that. Think about who could use it.
So true. Sabin's on Instagram, and we have 12 other people on Instagram. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being
Awesome.
here. We have so good. Carson now hopped over to Instagram, so thanks for being there. That's the problem. I'm gonna have to. It looks like I'm doing like this, but I do have another computer that I could put up, and I'll know that for next time. Ladora says she loves that. Hi, Christy. Thanks for being here. Joyce B. Thank you. Lisa said, I have one that I don't connect with. I've been waiting to see who needs it.
Oh, I love that, Lisa. That's awesome. Good, good, good.
I've taken my scissors to all the patient cards in all my decks. You're hysterical. You're hysterical. Emmy Scamahorn, good to see you, my friend. So good to see you. I'm gonna have to move the yeah, right here. We'll move it right here. That's good. So I'm gonna bring it right here. That way I can see and just look over this. So good to see you. Thanks for being
You have
here.
no idea what's going on behind the curtain, Elias. I know. I'm kidding.
Ta-da!
You're fine. We would never know.
Just giving little hearts.
Yay.
Yeah. So you have a new deck coming up.
I have two. Yes. I have one that
two.
Yeah, because I can't do anything small. Go big or go home.
Yes.
So I have the one that'll be sooner, which is probably August, is called the Here and Now affirmation deck. Oops, can you
That's
see?
cute.
Really.
Yes.
40 affirmations to anchor your awareness in the present moment. So it's got a lot of affirmations that if you're having an anxiety moment, if you're having a moment where you just feel like you need to slow down your mind, you can come up with one of these. And I'm going the wrong direction. Sorry. I'm grateful for the gift of the present moment where miracles unfold. So you can take this message with you and really breathe into it. It doesn't have to be something that changes everything, but for just a few seconds to bring yourself back to center, bring yourself anchor into your heart, anchor into this thought, this belief, rather than stressing. Okay. I have a lot of clients who I work with on PTSD and anxiety, toxic relationships, things like that. So this one was born a little bit more in that way. And I've got some cards in it to talk about how to use it again, because I like that. I like little ideas. So there's a morning meditation, evening reflection, and other ways to connect. Okay, so that's
Excellent.
the first one. And the second one, which is probably looking at more like September to be done, is with my son, who's an artist. And it's called Take Your Power Back. I'm still going in the wrong direction.
I love that. There you go. You're good.
Sorry about the glare. These are laminated. These are not how they're going to look, though. But he has an amazing vision and very deep imagery. This is a deck about, bringing yourself back into power.
There you go. You're good.
Background. Bringing yourself back into power when you feel like you've lost it. It could be with a tough boss, a difficult relationship. Maybe your inner critic is being loud. This is a time where you sit down and connect with it. This deck could be used without the guidebook. completely. Guidebook is fully written by me, but it doesn't need that. You can
Right.
just look at what you're seeing about the person on the card, the word associated with it, even sometimes the colors are going to help you to have a reaction to it. But I think the reason why the decks are happening is because I really like to, just like you do, empower my clients so that they can assist themselves in coming back to center without feeling like they have to panic and connect with one of us or another healer. You know, ultimately, we're supposed to be able to get back to that center place easily. It's not easy in this world, though. I mean, I will say, if we don't have the
No.
right tools, you know, it's easy to go a little sideways.
And
But
that's why it's important, guys, that we have to explore our intuition and see what works. What works for one person and may not work for another. Just like Pandora was saying, you know, we've talked about before, you and I, we've talked about if there's something that doesn't work, yeah, gift it to somebody, smudge it and gift it to somebody.
yep.
Emmy Scamahorn says, I've never connected with any cards, don't know why. You're a very hands-on person. You're very hands-on, and it's, I think you're meant to do your work one-on-one or for, you know, as you work with animals. I think it's really important. Hello, Diane, good to see you. Michelle from Canada, thank you for being here. Kat has a question. Any suggestions on new card owners? Had tarot in my teen years, but would like to get back into it, more so oracle than tarot. I know to look for a deck that speaks to me, but anything else? Yeah, I've got some suggestions. Go ahead, Pandora.
So I just want to speak to, I started out with playing cards first, which I used my intuition with a lot because I learned from my grandmother, and then went to tarot. And that was a very complex, regimented, boxed in feeling that I needed to somehow memorize 78 upright and 78 reversed meanings, as well as layouts and how the cards all related to each other. And I was like, by the time I was 18 years old and doing that for like 4 years, my eyeballs were falling out.
Yep.
So I like Oracle decks a little bit more. But as far as picking the right deck and resonating with it, I really say be in the right frame of mind before you look. And I would go to a place where you can pick up the decks and feel their energy. This is not a hunt and peck on Amazon situation.
Right.
This is a go touch the actual deck. Sit down with it, read the back of it, see if you know the author who might have done some books that you've read, right? Because then you know their work and you already connect to their heart. That usually works for me. That's how I pick a lot of my decks.
It works for me too. Like it has to be a theme that I'm really drawn to, or like the wider weight cards. I never connected to those. I just didn't. I really liked the animal cards, Jamie Sam's medicine cards, like those. I liked the Mother Peace because they were circular and they were different. Love
Those are so cool.
I mean, we all remember those from the Healing Earth days. I liked my Healing Earth deck that I still have. And then we got into the Oracle decks. I mean, I've got John Holland's, I've got Dougal and Radley Valentine, Dougal Fraser and Radley Valentine. I have Yasmin Boland, and I have Louise Hay. I've got several of Denise Lynn's, and I have one of Colette Baron Reed, and I of course have yours. So it's really about what do you feel? Like Pandora said, what are you jiving with? Just like your bird is jiving, totally wants to be part of this energy. And I love that.
She just said, "Hey, what are you doing?" But I had it muted at the time. So she will be amusing if you can hear her clearly. That's one of 3. So I'm going to try and be mindful to mute when you're talking at the very least.
You're good. You're good. Hey, Michelle. And Dolores says, we need to do an online deck exchange.
Okay, so there is an idea I can get behind. Yes. We got to set that up.
Yeah. So Pandora, give Delora a call. Delora, give Pandora a call. There you go.
Yes.
So
we will be chatting and planning.
Taking all those suggestions. Thank you both. You're welcome. You're welcome. So what happens if everybody got their deck? If you have a deck of cards in front of you and you pulled a card out and you looked at it and you're like, I don't know what this means. Don't look it up. Like Pandora said, don't look it up. I like to not use the book. I think it's like, what are you seeing? Like Pandora was saying, the picture, the color, how does it feel? What memory does it bring about? So think about those things, because I think that's going to really help you guys with your intuition, and stop thinking that you have to be right. It's just the feeling. Would you not agree?
Completely agree. There is no right or wrong. There's just learning to decipher the message better. Also, if you look at a card, where do you feel the energy? Does it make your heart feel big and happy, like, oh my God, that's so beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
Does it make your third eye buzz? Some cards will do that for me, just like a crystal will. Or do you get butterflies in your tummy? Just pay attention to what chakra it's associated with, because that's
Right.
another way that sometimes we'll receive the energy first and then a message after that.
So true. Luna says, every evening, everyone. Yes, deck exchange for sure. I have a few I'm not jiving with. Love it. Dolores said she's going to be in Chicago in July. And
Okay,
then
my
she'll be in
birthday's in
Iowa
July.
after that.
Let's
Yes, your birthday is in July.
Mm-hmm.
I hope all is well. I'm happy to listen to your amazing get together. I'll definitely miss you all my heart. Okay. Thank you. So I was waiting for her to say something. Let's see. She's whistling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she likes it. She likes hearing your voice. She has my.
It's cute. Norma says, I use the tarot to focus rather than straight out read the cards, literally. Yeah,
Yes.
so tarot is more specific and oracle deck cards are more general. And I'm glad you did Pandora and Oracle deck. It just, to me, I don't feel so boxed in like I do.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use tarot sometimes in the same way, like as a jump off point, or like flashcards. Mm-hmm. Sometimes if I'm talking to a client and it's a moment where I feel like I need an affirmation for myself that what I'm seeing and sense is right, I'll shuffle and cut. Whether it's tarot, whether it's an oracle deck, and then I'll get like a yes, no, or I may get a little bit more detailed information. So that's another way that I use cards, is sort of like an extra little bit.
I think that's good. I think that is really smart. Did she just say Luna or no?
Well, right now she's saying so, because they learn what they like. They do. You can't teach them what to say. These are African gray parrots, by the way. Okay. So yeah, they pick up on the sounds that they like.
I like it. Hello, Isabel. Thanks for being here. So, what would you say would be a good tip for someone that's just getting started and exploring this intuitive sense? Like somebody, I think it was Lisa Randall, said she's going to give away her pendulum. So should they start with oracle? Should they start with pendulum? Should they just start with whatever feels is right?
So that's an interesting one. I think we all have our own path, our own journey. Mm-hmm. For me, a lot of things started with a little crystal collection that my father brought back when he was on a trip in Las Vegas. And I was really angry that I couldn't fully feel the crystals because they were all glued down onto a card in a little plastic case. Okay, I'm sure you guys have all seen those things, right?
Yes.
So then I spent weeks pulling the glue off so that I could sit with the crystal. Anyway, so crystals were my gateway metaphysical drug. Okay. So if you haven't worked with crystals, I would say even just getting a clear quartz that you can sit with and start to feel the energy in your hands. Notice when it gets hot. Notice if it doesn't get hot, switch hands. See which hand you're feeling something in. See if it amplifies things for you or if it calms you down. And I would say with the oracle or runes, we haven't talked about runes, but rune stones are definitely another way to connect. It's a very personal oracle, more so than reading for other people. They're great. I love them. I do paintings that are bind runes, so combinations of runes for different things. I would say just go to the oracle section. Pendulums are a very specific tool. You have to be calm, centered, peaceful before you pick up a pendulum. Otherwise, your mood is going to throw it all off. So that
agree.
one is, I would say a pendulum is more advanced, in my opinion. I don't know about yours.
So I did pendulum for a long time because I thought that was really good. And then when I was getting the wrong answer. Like I was asking questions that I already knew, but I was getting the opposite answer. And I'm like, is this on? Is this
Mhm.
working?
Right.
But then what it taught me was to get out of my comfort zone and start really looking at the other tools that were available. And
Mm-hmm.
that was a big leap. I remember I was working as a massage therapist in Chicago. I had my office, and I would always relate to the book when I was doing a reading, and I was like, okay, I had most of them memorized except for 4 or 5. So I'm sitting there going, oh, crap. I forgot my cards. Oh my God. And I have a reading and I forgot my cards. And, what do I do now? I can't do this by myself. Just so I talked to my client and I said, so tell you what, I've never done this. If this resonates with you, then great. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, I don't have my cards for a reading. I will give you another reading or give you your money back, whatever you wish. And I said, okay, here goes. This is what I'm sensing. And I got to read her and feel into her and lean into that tool than just here's a card. So I think, we have different stages as we move along. And that's the hard part, is the trusting self. It's like, oh, what do I do? How do I move? Um, it's interesting.
And the
But
journey doesn't have to be a straight line for anybody with what you're using. You may pick a tool now, and in 5 years, maybe you're into something completely different that you didn't expect.
mhm.
There's sound healing too that might be a good way for people to start.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a Tibetan singing bowl or a crystal bowl, that just helps you to get into a peaceful place in your mind, and then you can start receiving messages. So yeah, it's not linear, and there's no right or wrong, and nobody has prescribed the best way to become more intuitive. But being sensitive to how you're feeling in each moment, trying not to maybe allow your anger to block your intuition, because that happens a lot. I think when we get angry, we forget to listen and feel. We just go into anger and self-protection. So try not to let anger take over.
exactly. Michelle says, I'm a very spiritual woman, but I've been shut off from everything and everyone since my husband passed away last year. So sorry to hear that. I just recently have accepted that he will no longer be coming back home to me. What would you suggest for me to do to open up my third eye and open up my third eye and open up and be able to accept whatever comes my way spirit wise? Well, I'm going to tell you this, and I'll see what Pandora says. First of all, it was never that it was closed. I want you to know that you always have intuition. It wasn't closed. Our emotions, as Pandora was hinting earlier to, our emotions can affect our information. So when my mom passed away in 2000, and being a medium and doing this work, I didn't get anything. I thought, oh my God, what did I do wrong? She said she was going to visit me. We had a pact that, she promised that nothing would keep her from coming to me in my dreams like my grandmother did, blah, 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 blah. It didn't happen. And I realized that I felt so guilty about not staying until she took her last breath. And I felt guilty about not being more honest and open with her about relationships and what I was going through. That guilt and that anger at myself kept her away. The moment I started forgiving myself was when she came through. It was really, really do that. Hang on one second. Go ahead. And I had to block somebody, this Hinson booth that says, oh, it seems like your request for accurate reading. Okay. See, this is what happens when I get on here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, go ahead.
So, what I would say is there's something interesting about how you said what you said, and I'm sorry for your loss, but that your husband will no longer be coming home to you. In my language, home is my heart. So he is always connected to your heart, and your soul is still connected to his soul because he's in your soul group. He's just in a different form. So opening your third eye and also opening your heart to the idea that communication is possible with someone who has crossed over, and that just because the physical form, this container, doesn't exist for you, that's hard to think about it, that there's not a body to hug, but that if you start to trust with your heart and open your heart to receive and open your third eye to receive by believing that he is going to visit, and maybe even setting up a little altar for him, and a place that you can bring him something that he likes. You can bring him a treat, put it on the altar, sit and talk with him, bring him into your daily existence. It will make space for him to join you energetically. So just like if you were here earlier when I said that I saw that license plate the day after my mom died, I believe fully that our loved ones can connect with us. I had a very special relationship with both of my parents, and they've both shown up in many ways, many times. So you can have that experience as well. It takes practice, but mainly it takes trust. Right?
So true.
Yeah.
So true. Sorry, go ahead. I'm just looking for something.
I know you're still blocking.
Yeah, I think she's on your side.
And it shows that you blocked. So, and I don't know how to block unless I go onto Facebook and YouTube. Do you want me to do that while you talk?
No, you're good. Unless you want to. That's totally up to you. Because, yeah, she's a little bit interesting. Can't ban a chat owner or moderator. Isn't that interesting? That's what it says. So I don't know what that means. So guys, please know that this Henson Booth person is not probably who they are, but we're going to.
But in a nice way, they're helping the analytics. Hey, thanks.
They are. There you go.
You know, they don't realize they're helping, but hey, just ignore them.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, so you have 2 decks coming up. You have a lot of things going on, and I think that's really, really, it's good stuff.
Yeah, because we're the helpers. We all help in as many ways as we can. I know you do all the time, Elias, with your events and seminars and lives and all the things, you know, because that's why we were both put on this planet, is to help people and to empower people, you know. And I think also to help people know how to do that for themselves, but also for their friends, because what they learn from us, they can share, you know, and that's ultimately what it's meant to be. And sharing your intuitive flashes with your friends as well. When you feel them strongly, share it and just say, hey, I had a flash, I had a dream, I had this moment, this thing come up, and I just want to tell you about it, you know, because you might think it means nothing, but to them, it's actually a huge message.
So true. So true. How you feeling?
I'm a little tired, but I'm not bad. How are you feeling?
I'm right there with you. I'm okay. So we're probably going to go just for a little bit longer, guys. And does anybody have any questions for Pandora while I go do what I need to do on this side, on this back end. Okay.
So I'm happy to answer anything you guys have. And if you don't have any questions, I could pull a card from one of the decks for you.
That would be fun.
Okay, so you guys need to pick. Is it my first deck, the Pandora's Box of Cards Oracle, the Here and Now Affirmation deck, or the partial Take Your Power Back deck? Which one do you want?
I think that's good. Lori says a card, please.
Okay, I think I'm gonna pull a card or two for all of us rather than doing individuals, just because we're both pretty drained of energy. I'm getting over a skin infection, so I'm on antibiotics. I'm a little dopey. Okay, so I've got some affirmations. Take your power back. Hey, I'm just going to pull a card from each deck, and then Elias can pull a card from some deck that you want to, because this is not just a me show. You can pick one from another deck. Okay, so in this moment now, what do we all need to know? I always try and get myself into a calm space, even just momentarily, even just one breath or two before I pick a card. And it's not always a shuffle and cut. For me, sometimes it's a mush it around on the table. Other times it might be the bottom of the deck. I just follow what it says, right? The energy says, or my intuition. So here is, I'm going to go straight forward. Here's the card that I got. Nutrition. Eat a rainbow today. This is a huge reminder for me, myself, and I, as I'm on my physical healing journey right now. But it's a really good one for everyone else, because if you don't know it already, you should. That nutrition is a huge, huge necessity. If we are not eating a balanced diet, our anxiety will go off the charts. So check in with yourself. If you're having some stressful days, what have you been eating? Have you been going to comfort food? Have there been lots of drive-throughs happening and not many crunchy crunchies? So this is a huge reminder for today, okay? For all of us. Now, do you want to pull one, or should I go to the next?
Go ahead to the next one.
You're doing your thingies over there. I can see you.
Doing my thing, yes.
Okay. So the Here and Now affirmation deck is up next. Oh, and I didn't say that both of the new decks are in pre-order on my website.
Oh, good.
If you're interested, you can do that. So the affirmation, this is something like, I don't know if you guys can screenshot if you're watching it on your phone, but if you want to, that might be a good way, because I think that the affirmation is always a little bit longer, and you might want to go back to it later. I suggest carrying an affirmation with you throughout the day or into the next day, and then check in with yourself, see if you're feeling better. Okay. Oh, I love this. Here we go. Can you guys see it?
Yep,
Each up a little higher and over this way.
Yep.
Okay. Each breath I take brings me deeper into the richness of the present experience. So when we're breathing shallowly, what happens is we actually put ourselves into a fear space. Our bodies react as if we're in fight or flight. And if we breathe deeper, we come back into the ground, into the earth, into the chair that we're sitting on, into the space that we're sitting in, and kind of just into this settling. Okay. So remember that you have the power to shift your experience by breathing deeper and breathing into your belly. Also, when you breathe into your belly, you're activating and energizing your solar plexus chakra. And solar plexus is self-esteem, personal power, right? Okay. So how's this going so far?
Good. You're going good.
You want to do one, and then I'll do the last one after you?
Sure.
Okay.
And guys, while I'm shuffling, please know this Sunday. Well, first of all, 7:30 tonight, I'm going to be doing something very quick, something very, very quick. It's late night chit chat. So come back here in almost 2 hours. Come back here for a little late night chit chat. And on Sunday, we're doing Get Your Yuck Out. And that is what stops you blocks you. So it's a free workshop on Zoom. Go to eliaspatris.com and look at that event. And this is the card that flipped. I love it. We had this earlier today. Yes, Liz Dawn. Hello, Liz Dawn. We are live. We're live right now.
Right now.
Yes.
And you're with us.
And you're with us. And guys, since Liz Dawn is here, I was going to mention it towards the end, but I'll mention it now in case anybody has any questions. Guys, so Celebrate Your Life. We were just there a month ago. Celebrate Your Life. We have Liz is hosting Dougal Fraser, Lisa Williams, Radley Valentine, and Denise Lynn. They're all going to be there, and I will be doing a breakout session. So if you're wanting more information, please go to Celebrate Your Life and look up their event that they have. And I'm super excited about that. Super excited about it. Thank you, Delora. Right there. She's got it, and it's right there. And here's the link. Thank you. Scamania.celebrateyourlife.com. And there's the dates. Thank you, Delora. Okay. Now look at this card. This is expansion. Yes. Pandora has gray. Say again, gray. African gray.
African grays, yeah.
Yes. Expand. There's the African gray. It's yellow right now, but it's there. It is. Expansion. So think about what is it that you need to expand in your life, and we don't mean just get a plate of food and just expand your waistband. This is about expanding you. How do you want to expand? How do you want to reach out and stretch up and expand, stepping out of your comfort zone, perhaps? What kind of expansion? Maybe you need to reach out to somebody. What is it that's going to bear fruit once you expand? There you have it.
And also, how can you expand your practice of working on your intuition, which is our theme tonight?
Yes.
And
exactly.
How can you also recognize that your intuition is sort of like that tree full of fruit? You just have to pick it.
So true.
Right for
Love
the
picking. Right for the picking.
Okay. So the last card.
Go ahead. From your new deck that's coming up soon.
The Take Your Power Back deck, currently in pre-order on my website. This one is going to let us know what we need to really focus on in this moment that can help us, I think, to shed our old skin. That's what it feels like. That's why I feel like I'm pulling this one. I'm doing it wrong again.
You're good.
Okay, there we go. Mirrors. So shedding our old skin. I feel like this card is connected to the idea of, you know how when you have a good friend, you tend to do the things that they do. You tend to reflect their energy and their habits, sometimes not good habits. I feel like this is what we need to do, because you see that stuff between their hands, it's kind of sticky. So when we're reflecting negative energy with someone, toxic energy, or even gossiping, I know that sounds so bad because we all like to do it a little bit. But when we're gossiping and getting stuck in that cycle, it blocks us from hearing our intuition. So take a look at your friend group, see who you're mirroring. Bring some new, clean, shiny, bright, uplifting mirrors into your life, some good people. And that even means check on what your feed is, social media feed, okay? If you're having negative people there, you're going to reflect that too. So find some positive people to put in your feed, like us, right?
Willow is barking, so I had to mute myself. Yes. So the dog barks, the birds are singing. Welcome to Noah's Ark, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to Noah's Ark. So I want to thank you for being here. I enjoy you so much. And guys, we didn't mention this.
We didn't.
Yes, and Pandora and I are both on in this book. It's a best-selling on Amazon. Own Your Own Awesome. So because Pappas and Patris, they're like back to back.
We
literally.
like to do everything
Um,
together. Yeah.
we do. And the funny thing is that we've got you on chapter 20. We've got Ginger Perrick on chapter 21. And then we have me on chapter 22. So
I
it's
love it.
Pandora, Ginger, and I, all three of us together. Owen, you're awesome. It's a great book.
Super uplifting. Do you have it on your website? I have it
I
on
do.
mine.
I
Yeah.
do.
Good. So you guys know where to go to get author copies. We will
Yes.
sign them for you and make them wonderful and special.
And guys, if you want me to spill some tea later on tonight, a little behind the scenes chit chat, I got some info that I'm going to share tonight in about an hour and 45 minutes. So come back here on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook for the information, unless your bird goes ahead and spills it first.
She's trying real hard. Of course, I don't know what it is, but she might know psychically. So there you go.
And thank you, Delora. And please join the email newsletter and monthly contest. And for the podcast, Pandora's been on my podcast, so please go listen. You want to go to mindbodyspirit.fm. That's mindbodyspirit.fm and look up your inner voice. We've got that as well. And again, come join me in August, and I'm going to do something that's going to be a little bit different. Obviously, you've got Denise Lynn, you've got Lisa Williams, you've got Dougal Fraser and Radley Valentine, the Angel Man. You've got Dougal Fraser, who auras and colors and intuitive as well. The famous Lisa Williams, and just the dearest person that I have met in this luminary work. Denise Lynn has just a heart of gold, and she's just a beautiful person. So it's going to be a great lineup and great activities with that. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a trance dance and getting to know a little bit about your miracle board. So you don't want to miss that. And all the information you can find is at skamania.celebrateyourlife.com. And if you sign up for my newsletter, there might be a little something special on there regarding Skamania. So don't forget that. Don't forget to sign up, because if you sign up, you're going to get something special regarding Skamania. Celebrate your life. So, and thanks, Liz. You're sweet. Pandora, you are welcome anytime to come back here. And what's her? That's Luna, right?
No, that's Buddha. Buddha and Toby are being loud.
Oh,
Stella
Buddha
is
and Toby.
being quiet. Yes.
Stella is being quiet.
Stella's just listening
right.
peacefully. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. But,
yep. They just love when we laugh.
That is so funny.
I have my own built-in audience. I do. I tell you.
I love it. I love it. Everyone, thank you so much. Remember, please trust your inner voice. We are here to connect. And when we connect, we educate. And when we educate, we grow. There is unity in community, from our hearts to yours. Thanks, everybody. Have a beautiful night. And I'll see you in less than 2 hours.